My first and second period teacher, Mr. Ellis, has taught us what the prime factorization is. So you might be asking what the prime factorization is. So I'm going to teach you or tell you what it is. So basically, the prime factorization is this drawing, but in more detail and more words. The prime factorization is when you multiply prime numbers. It could be, you can multiply 2 numbers, 3 numbers, as many as you want, as long as they're prime numbers. They can't be 4 or 6 or 8 or numbers like that. So the numbers that I decided to go with were 3, 7, and 11, or otherwise 3 times 7 times 11. I like to think of the prime factorization as multiplication to the next level, because it shows you something that you haven't really thought of or seen. So yeah, so we're gonna go back in time, and I'm gonna show you how I started with this. So let's go back in time. So here I have 3 groups. Don't mind that little thing. Okay, so I have 3 groups. So I have 1, 2, 3. So those are my 3 groups, and so the prime factorization is 3 times 7 times 11. So within those 3 groups, I have 7 groups. So I'm just gonna draw those 7 groups. So there I have the 7 groups. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you're just basically going to do that for each of the thirds, I guess you could say. So I'm just going to do that for each one. And then within those 7 groups, there is 11 groups, because it is 3 times 7 times 11. So I already did the 3 groups. Within those 3 groups, there are 7 groups. And right now, we are going to do, within those 7 groups, there are 11 groups. So there I did 11 little circles.
I had to cough, but then I was going to mess it up.
So now I'm just going to do that for each one.
Yeah, I need to cough. I'm dying.
Until it looks a little bit like that. So there you have it. So that is only one. So now, since we use Doceri, but I'm not going to really show you that. I'm just going to copy and paste it really quick, and then it'll be done. So then you are done. So you have the 3 groups. Within those 3 groups, you have 7 groups, and within those 7 groups, you have 11 groups. So that is the prime factorization, basically. But the fun part about the prime factorization is that we get to decorate it however we want. So I decided to go with a yin-yang. Lots of my friends did different things, like the guys, they did Fortnite, and one of my friends, she did clouds and the sun. Another one of my friends, we did roses, and they did Coke, and they did faces. Yeah, you can basically just have fun with it. So I decided to go with a yin-yang. So that is what that giant circle in the middle right there is. Just gonna color that in. And the yin-yang has a squiggly line in the middle, so I'm just gonna do that white line. I'm gonna color that in. And then do the dots. You see right there. So the yin-yang just gave it a little bit more potential, I guess you could say. But to give it even more pizzazz, I'm going to put black dots inside the 11 groups. Like that. So I'm just going to do that for each one, and see you when I'm done. So that is basically it, you guys. That is the prime factorization of 3 times 7 times 11 with the drawing, with the yin yang, of course, which gives it the beautifulness that it has. So my total came out to be 165. So I hope you enjoyed this little short video that we made with Doceri. So I really hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. And I hope you look at multiplication in a different way, because I certainly do now that Mr. Ellis, our great teacher, has showed us. So yeah, bye-bye.